create a, quote, domestic civil disturbance quick reaction force in cities facing protests or other unrest. According to the Post, who viewed this plan, if adopted, it would require 600 troops to be ready round the clock to deploy in as little as 1 hour. This as members of the National Guard report to Washington, D.C. to facilitate Trump's authoritarian takeover of our capital city. Attorney General Pam Bondi meeting today with D.C.'s mayor as she assumes control of the D.C. police for at least the next 30 days. Meanwhile, actual residents of D.C. who only have a single non-voting representative in Congress have been out in the streets protesting this takeover.
The whole idea that there is some kind of a crisis of disorder in D.C. is a made-up, phony story to distract attention from deteriorating economy, from the ICE raids, which horrify even people who wanted action on immigration, and of course from the Epstein files. I think this administration would like to take over not only D.C., but any state or jurisdiction that doesn't completely bend the knee.
The conservative-leaning Wall Street Journal is even calling Trump's latest escalation, quote, his boldest move to date to expand the use of military power on U.S. soil. As the AP reports, Trump's targeting of D.C. and his rhetoric around it echoes a long and ugly history of racism towards majority black cities in America. Lawmakers and experts are sounding the alarm about both the authoritarianism and the racial undertones of Trump's latest actions.
He's doing the dictator playbook again, just like he did in LA.
He does this with black males.
Yes.
Whether it's Baltimore, LA, New York.
It is the reincarnation of George Wallace, of Huey Long, of the disgusting policies of the past.
He really enjoys using U.S. military force against American civilians on American soil and wants any excuse to do it anywhere he can.
This is part of the very dangerous slide towards authoritarianism.
All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash, double honors and apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to all the brothers and the few sisters out there, unto the Zyphornis for the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Shalom in the Hebrew, which means peace. As you can clearly see, Salakia, this devil was showing his horns. Donald J. Trump, or the stunt that he pulled, did the show the other day, attacking the homeless and then going full throttle with the whole crime in Washington, D.C., which Ben stated that the crime and homelessness in Washington, D.C. have been like that for decades. And they did not give a rat's end. Well, the reason why they're doing that for, because more and more laws is being passed to empower this government. I believe he said it, that basically they want to start anything that causes any protests or any of that sort. They have people on the fly right away can go and coil and stop it. So the more things happening, the more we see they grabbing for power, cause and effect. They cooked the books. Once again, they all did this. Biden, the protests was it January 6th, and then they put whatchamacallit, the fences around the Capitol, fences around all over the place, and just in case, and they passed laws that people don't even know what's going on. And now this guy is doing the same thing, which what he's doing is unconstitutional, because you're not supposed to no standing army in U.S. soil, the cities. This is why you have governors, mayors. You know, each state has their own set of rules and so forth that they have to apply by. So all this stuff that is being done is just more of him grabbing more power. Now, the son that they said that he's going after cities that have Jakes Jake's in there. Like, so the cities that have Jake, mostly Jake, Chicago, New York, LA, blah blah blah, all that good stuff. The inner city, Washington D.C., which has always been crime riddled, according to the statistics, according to how these devils operate. Everything that Jake does is always scrutinized to the finest comb. Like there's no other place that has any uh, crime or anything like that. It's just once again, it's a playbook. So I did look it up, but it had nothing to do with it. So I looked up, what made Nero send the Romans to Jerusalem to do the stance. Well, basically, what I read in Google, because it was a revolt. The Romans did something. I believe that they they killed some people and they robbed the treasury, the temple, and that's what led to the revolt. So he sent forth Vespasian to calm it down, so to speak. But this scripture still applies to this day, to this moment, what's happening right now. And that LA thing was just a test drive, and that's just how he's getting the confidence to do that. Luke 21, is it 24? Luke 21 and 21. It said, then let them which on it, no, I gotta go up 20 is a point. It says, and when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh. So the Lord gave the warning to the people that were in Jerusalem. They look, when you see these armies come about, run away. Right? Some did, a lot didn't. And this is what led to that, what they call the Jewish revolt, which is Roman Jew, the Roman Jew. I hate to say Jewish, but Jewish Roman War, they called it. Okay, that's what happened. But this still is applied to this day. For years, they have militarized the local police, who were trained by the Israelis, the small hatters, how to combat hostiles. And then now we see where they practice it from. The same people that they practice it from right now. And the same people they're practicing from right now is all up in the news. Okay? So now this man is flexing his power because of the whole Epstein thing. They need a distraction. I even think they said that in that video too, that he needed a distraction. He needed a distraction. Everything's a distraction after distraction after distraction. Everything that they prioritize is not real. But this is real. What is real is they're going to militarize each city, and for whatever reason, by any drop of the dime, whenever he feels like it, he's going to allow the military to do as they please on American soil, which once again is not constitutional. So it's not about the crime. It's not about none of that. It's about powering themselves. That's all it is. Real quick. Well, actually, hold on. Get this. And you could clearly see that there's an underlining thing that's behind everything. The shadows that's behind everything. Micah 2:1 says, woe unto them that devises iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. And what are they practicing? What are they doing? They're grabbing more power. That's what it all been doing for the longest time. more power is being grabbed by the moment. More and more laws is being snatched up. More and more laws are being implicated. Because why? Because we're entering the final stage of this whole thing. Everything that we've been saying from the scriptures for years is coming to fruition. And this is how it could come to fruition. Come to fruition by the simple fact of they taking all these rights from the people. All of it. All right. And if you stranded, there's no reason if you have X amount of police that's already have military like standard power to control a city. You only do that for one reason. If you're gonna ransack a place, and New York is part of it. I seen a video on CBS that said that. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find that video. I don't really care about CNBC, but you know, it's good to watch these people. When, man, how much should I watch? Okay, it's good to watch different news, especially when those that are in power, because that's when they seem like they're unbiased for some odd reason, because they're going against whoever's in power. CNN, which is garbage and all that, but sometimes they're gonna say some truths because of the agenda. But yeah, check this out.
To send the National Guard here to fight crime. As political reporter Marcia Kramer explains, Hochul is also taking aim at her potential Republican challenger.
You're going to now militarize our streets like that? I mean, focus on straightening out the rest of the world. All the tariffs you screwed everything up with. You know, try to make it up with Canada. Focus on something else. And she was often running, telling President Trump, and no one. So
this is a bucktooth bitch of the governor of New York. I just wanted to say that. She got bucktooth.
In terms to butt out of New York's business after he suggested the state where he was born and raised could use his help in fighting crime, like sending in the National Guard to patrol the streets. If he crosses that bright line and decides that the 32,000 dedicated members of the NYPD are not doing their jobs, if he's going to stand there and insult our law enforcement officers, I think there'll be people in outrage over that alone. New York was also the focus of the president's call for national legislation to change cashless bail laws.
Every place in the country where you have no cash bail is a disaster. That's what started the problem in New York, and they don't change it.
Hochul laid into the president and upstate Congresswoman Elise Stefanik, a potential challenger, who insisted, quote, New York's failed cashless bail law fuels devastating crime that harms law-abiding families and emboldens violent criminals. Why don't you call her out for lying? Call out the president for lying. Hochul insisted New York...
And in New York is already damn near a draconian fucking state anyway. All they're doing is taking more power to themselves. More and more these laws are cooked up. More and more the rights of the people are taken. They automatically take people out of. They're gonna make you disappear in a heartbeat. Then you have no fucking rights at all. And because they go in the guise of immigration. So now they just constantly pushing the button, keep pushing. And this is the results that they want. So we are entering the danger zone when it comes to this thing. All right, which is beautiful because at the end of the day, the more harder they come, the more pushback they're gonna get. All right, this is all part of the plan. All right, this is all part of the plan.
Doesn't have cashless bail. Actually, New York law does limit the use of cash bail for misdemeanors and non-violent felonies. Judges do have discretion to set bail in some cases, like violent felonies. We do not have cashless bail in the state of New York. They're wrong. They're both wrong. They're making stuff up. Get used to that for the duration of the next campaign year.
Now, Marcia joins me now. Marcia, Governor seems what's strident? Is that too strong, maybe?
She's very strident. Look, she's facing re-election next year. It's going to be a tough campaign. And there's a new poll out today that shows that Stefanik is edging up on her. She was behind by...
Yeah, she sound like a dude. I won't be honest. I won't be surprised if that's an actual man. That voice is just wow. Anyway,
23 points. Now it's only 14 points.
But is she still ahead?
She's still ahead, but there's some worrisome signs here. For example, in June, the governor was ahead in some of the...
Which we don't care about that. But the point is there, like now he wants to go to these blue states and cause more chaos, more order out of chaos. They created a chaotic settlement, allowing everybody to do whatever they want, however they want, whenever they want. They use every excuse in the book. So now, all of a sudden, they want to bring in the order. And he's the perfect candidate to bring this order, but it's not really order. All they're doing is bringing in more disorder, more chaos, more confusion. Because it's in the power of their hands. And behind this guy, because he's not coming up with his own ideas, he's being controlled. Controlled opposition. The same people that control everything is controlling him. They could have been done with a lot of unrighteous laws or criminals and so forth. They could have been done that. What was stopping them? Okay, so it's about to get very, very hard. Second Ezra 15. Is it 10? No. Second Ezra 15 and 14. And woe to the world and them that dwell therein. And we've been saying for years that things are about to get real hectic. Now, normally, the way, especially how 9/11 took place, the just cause of them doing these laws, but now they're getting sloppy. They're just doing whatever they feel like it, however they feel. That's what's happening. So, but them doing that, the law is really showing. Matter of fact, I didn't read it. I gotta read this real quick. Revelation 13 and 11. It says, and I beheld another beast came up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb. The two horns represents the two political parties. Back then it was the patricians and the publicans. Today is the Democrats and Republicans. All right, go figures. They're not that bright, but they come as a lamb. They pass all these laws, allowing certain things, like they said, the no bail thing. People's going in and out. You know, now it says, and he spake as a dragon. When you look up the word dragon, it means dracon, the extent of a draconian. All right. So now he's about to lay his power down for the most minute thing you could possibly think of. And this minute thing that everybody is a minute thing is like stealing some bread or something like that. But we're gonna give you to the extent of the law, give you 20 years or something, or put you to death. They get into that. They get in there. They get in there because here in New York City, you have if you go to any of the pharmacies or the major things, you need the teller to go and get certain things because they protected it. They could have been stopped these shits. They didn't stop it. They didn't. These Democrats, they just allow all these things to happen. So now he can bring in order. This is the same play every single time. So they're gonna come down as a dragon. All right. Revelation 12 and 12. It says, therefore rejoice ye heavens, ye that dwell in them, woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, For the devil is coming down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. And that great wrath is taking away your rights and your liberties. Okay? And they're guide using the guide of what? Protection. It's like, yeah, the speech that he gave, like, yeah, some of you reporters, you guys are afraid to say anything, but you guys could get raped and this and that. So they're selling the fear, telling everybody, yeah, this is what's happening in Washington D.C. So if that was the case, when you empower the locals to handle that, that's what it's supposed to be. But anyway, back in 2 Ezra 15 and 14, woe to them, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and destruction draweth nigh. One people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. And the more you read these scriptures, this is not no a natural thing that's going to take place. It's natural because of the response. Proverbs 29 and 2. People are getting sick and tired, but they're being pushed to do these things. Films and so forth. Was it the movie Civil War came out last year? Came out last year. It was kind of convenient when Trump and Biden, it was going at it politically. I think they was trying to assassinate him. So it was just, this man's pushing a certain type of narrative. He's pushing you people to do things, which obviously could tell now. The average person would not do that. People is in man's nature to want some sort of peace, but he want to push people to the edge. All right, they want to push people to the edge. Job losses, firing all these people. Okay, people getting fired left and right. People are just losing it because they got so much things in their mind. They created a crisis that's going to make people stand up to fight against the actual people that's in power. And they're going to fight one another because of survival, Hunger Games, and so forth. It says, and one people shall stand up, fight against another, and with swords in their hands. With modern day swords, is the gun. All right. For there shall be sedition among men. Sedition actually means stirring the minds. So you have the political parties that all this years have been saying, oh, we got to do this, we got to do that. And these congressmen, senators, and so forth, they're best of friends. But the people, the MAGA movement, the non-MAGA, TIFAs, and all these different organizations is making the average person to do what? Go out there and kill, or go out there and do something stupid. So sedition against the government. It says, and invading one another, and they shall not regard their kings nor their princes. In the course of their action shall stand in their power. So it's going to get to a state where people are going to take care of business themselves. Why? Because the government has led them in a direction that's going to destroy them. And that's exactly what's happening. And it's done purposely. You got the media that's pushing the narrative. You got these political parties that's pushing the narratives, these draconian laws. Everybody's seeing what they're more concerned about. The very rich is concerned about the rich. The U.S. government is concerned about Israel and all the foreign aids, but they don't give a two damns about the average person. Prices are going too damn high. Rent, electric, gas. All right, everything that monetized, the basic stuff that people need is going sky high. And once again, people are losing jobs. So people are going to lose it. All right. A man should desire to go into a city and shall not be able. And that prophecy is twofold. The martial law that they all screaming about, possible martial law, and the smart cities. So all this is in play. to get rid of the undesirables, to lock them up, to empower the government consistently with all force autonomy, no protest, no nothing. People can voice their opinions, their displeasure with the current regime. That's why he was talking about, oh, most people want me to go in for a third term, which is not unheard of in American. What was it? Theodore Roosevelt, one of the Roosevelts. I think like 3 or 4. I believe because of the war. So if when World War III is a full go, you never know. Hey, even what they concerned about midterms and all this other stuff. And midterms is when the House could go back to the Democrats. So they're gonna do whatever they damn near please. It's just a dysfunctional society. Is a ununited states. It's not united, and people are going to lose it. All right, and they have every rights too. But because of the pride of the cities shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Because it's all coming down to the wire. People are going to lose it, and the response of the government, not a care in the world of your. So let's think about it, people. Rent's too damn high, food is too damn high, everything's too damn high. If you decide I gotta feed myself and my family, you go out there still to feed, you could get locked up or be put to death. You get kicked out. It's illegal for you to be homeless. Think of all the little angles that you want to go out, live in the wilderness or live in nature. That's also going to be illegal too. So they're cooking up the books for every angle that a person can escape. They got you. This is the devil that the Bible speaks of. So with that being said, son, spirit real quick, shalom to the elect of the nations of shalom.